have actually booked our honeymoon now. I am on Lexapro, got a health update. I just realized how stagnant I was every single day. Are you changing your last name? Got my hens at the end of this month. It's been a roller coaster wedding planning. Hello everyone, happy new year. This is a bit of a change of scenery that you've probably not seen in any of my vlogs before. I'm currently just sitting in Braden's family's lounge room. It's very rare that nobody's home. Braden is home actually, but he's downstairs. But since no one's here, I thought, you know what? I'm gonna come up here, sit on the couch, and let's do a life update because, oh my gosh, I just feel like we have so much to catch up on. But before we get started with the questions and I just chat about what's been going on in my life, I just wanted to say I hope you guys all had a great new year and your 2025 is off to a great start. I feel like this year has a good energy about it. I mean, I've got some really exciting things coming up personally, but I really hope you all have set the intention to have a great year, and just remember that you can set your goals at any time. Like, you don't have to start working on something at the very beginning of the year. You can do that at any point, but it is a nice fresh start at the beginning of the year. So yeah, wishing you all the best for 2025. But anyway, let's get into the questions. I asked you guys on Instagram to send in anything you want me to talk about, any questions, and there's definitely quite a few like similar themes and topics that I thought could be good to talk about. The main one being the wedding, because the wedding is less than 4 months away now, which is flying by. It's officially wedding year 2025. Oh my gosh, 2025 sounds crazy as well. Like, I can't quite believe that we're in 2025. I hope I don't have food in my teeth because I literally just ate lunch. But anyway, the first question that I've got here is, what are some of your goals for 2025? I have created my vision board and I made one of those like bingo cards for 2025. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but if you haven't done it, I feel like it's such a fun way to see what you've achieved and put some goals out there into the universe. But basically you make like this bingo card and you write different random things, and then you can circle them off throughout the year and see how many you've achieved. I put some things on there that I know are going to be happening, but then some other like really random things just to see what manifests throughout the year. So yeah, my process of setting goals is like to do that bingo card, set a vision board, and then I also like to write out my goals. I'm just looking at my vision board now and it's very clear that most of my goals are personal ones, not so much career orientated. And it was the same with this past year that's just happened as well. But I think you go through just like different phases in life where different things take priority. And even though you can have both personal and career goals, I think this year I just really want to focus on like a lot of personal things, which is funny because I remember a few years ago, I used to find it really hard to set personal goals and easy to find career goals to work towards. But also I think it's okay to be content with where you are and not always feel like you need to be finding another career goal and trying to like push for the next thing, because I feel like I'm quite content with what I've got right now actually, and I'm really enjoying what I'm doing for work. I'm enjoying the content I'm creating and I just want to do more of that. And it's so easy to overcomplicate things when you try and set new goals and new like projects to do. But I just want to focus on getting better at what I'm doing already and yeah, growing a bigger community, focusing on my content creation. There's quite a few different brands that I'd like to work with in 2025. So I've made a list of them, and as well as just finding a little bit more of my niche. The way that I've kind of always done it is just live my life and then created content based off of what I'm going through. And I found that's been the best way for me to do it, and it's resonated well with my audience. And so at the moment, inevitably, I've been creating a lot of wedding content because it's like what's going on in my life and I really enjoy it. But I do think to myself, like, after the wedding, what am I going to focus on? But I think at that point we will have moved out of home again, and I'll probably be making a lot more like home related content, and it will just be a different phase of life. So I can't really pick where I'm going to be in the next like 6 months or so, but yeah, I'd like to have hopefully figured out like my next direction this year, because I obviously can't keep creating wedding content. Well, I could keep creating wedding content after the wedding, but I don't think I'll keep doing it post my own wedding. I just rambled a bunch and I didn't even answer necessarily what my personal goals are. But for me, such a big focus for this year is the wedding, since we're getting married at the end of April. So I kind of don't want to really divert from that, because I just really want to soak up this time and just make the most of it. So a lot of my goals are revolving around that. And then post-wedding, we have our honeymoon, and I'm hoping that we will have moved out by then. So they're kind of the goals that I've got for the first half of the year. But then other than that, I just really want to continue doing Pilates, prioritizing my walks and my health and things like that, because I made that a big focus in 2024, and I can't tell you the difference it's made to my mental health and my overall energy. And I just have been really enjoying my lifestyle recently. So I just kind of want to keep that up. Next question. Hi Ella, how are you feeling getting closer to the wedding? I'm just so excited to summarize it. I am thinking about it majority of the time and I can't wait. It has really flown by. Everyone says that, but it absolutely does. And it feels like there's not too much to do now, which is really nice. Majority of like the big things that we had to organize was done ages ago, and now that we've met up with our venue and we've met up with our celebrant and people like that, we can kind of like really visualize how the day is going to go, and it feels like it's not all in our heads and we've kind of like shared the load with other people. And yeah, I feel relieved, to be honest, and just super excited about the day. And don't get me wrong, there's been definitely like highs and lows. Like it's been a roller coaster wedding planning. Majority highs, like there's so many exciting things that happen when you're in your engagement bubble and in the lead up to getting married. But yeah, there's been some challenges as well. And I feel like when you go through big life events, often it can bring out the best in people and the worst in some people. I won't say specifically any of like the little hurdles that we've had, but yeah, there definitely have been challenges. And I think throughout the whole wedding planning process, it's just reminded me that Braden and I have to do what's best for us, because it's our day and we're the ones getting married. And as long as we are happy with the decisions that we've made, and as long as, yeah, we remember the most important thing, which is the fact that we are getting married to each other, then everything else is fine. It all works out in the end. So yeah, I'm feeling really good overall for sure. But there still feels like there's so much to do, even though there's actually not really that much to do. It's just like the little details and the nitty gritties, and you always feel like you could be doing more, especially since it's a destination wedding as well. There's so many more like logistical things to organize, but we're getting there, and there's so much to look forward to in the next few months. I keep saying it's coming so fast, but it really is. I've got my hens at the end of this month, and Lily, Jessie, and Tanea and Jess, my bridesmaids, have been organizing that. I have no idea what we're doing, so it's a complete surprise, and I'm just so excited for that. That's gonna be really fun. Another similar question, are you excited about getting married? What are your feelings? I feel like this question I interpret more towards like how I feel about actually getting married, and I can't wait. I am so ready to marry Braden, and it feels like our relationship has just got closer and closer the closer that we're getting to the wedding. And yeah, it's a really nice feeling, and it's exciting knowing that we're both so ready to make that commitment for each other. And it's been really nice in the last month or so, because we've had to like answer questionnaires for the celebrant to help her come up with what she's going to talk about in the ceremony, which has meant we've had to like answer really cute personal questions about each other in private. And it's just got me really reflecting on my relationship with him and how lucky I am to have him. Going along with that, someone else asked, are you changing your last name? And yes, I am. I'm changing my last name to Antonich, which is such a different last name to Jones. I feel like Jones is a much more simple, common last name, and Antonich, I don't know if anyone knows anyone with the last name Antonich. Let me know if you do. But you know what's so funny? I realized that my Instagram name, if you didn't know, it's Ella_Victoria, but it has 2 A's on the end, because when I created my Instagram all these years ago, I think just Ella_Victoria was taken, so I added an extra A. And now I'm like, wait, it makes so much sense, because the extra A at the end is now gonna be my last name. So it's like, it makes sense. It's like Ella Victoria A. Anyway, I realized that in the car the other day. I was like, wait, Braden, it all makes sense. Okay, so there's been a few questions about my weight. And just trigger warning for anyone who finds this topic triggering, maybe click off or skip to a different part of the video. I'll put a timestamp to when I stop talking about this. But there have been a few questions just about weight loss and have I been trying to lose weight and things like that in the lead up to the wedding. I see a lot of these videos popping up on my TikTok about people, you know, losing weight for their wedding. But I do think that you have to be super, super careful about what you put out there online, because you don't know how people are going to interpret that information. And yeah, it can become really dangerous, you know, if you're trying to copy how somebody else is eating and how someone else is training. I think it's important just to make sure you're doing what's best for you and your body. But in saying that, I have adapted a much healthier lifestyle for me over the past year, and inevitably I've lost a little bit of weight. There's multiple reasons why. First of all, I had Invisalign this year. So I had Invisalign for about 4 months, and I only took it out when I would eat meals, or like you could take it out to snack, but it's a little bit annoying to take it out and in all the time. So inevitably, I guess my routine changed a little bit with my eating habits. The other thing is that I've moved in with Braden's family. So again, my eating habits have changed a little bit since moving in here, and I've got a lot more into meal prepping. It just makes things a whole lot easier throughout the week, and I just enjoy how it makes me feel as well. It means that I'm eating healthier for lunches because I'm prepared, and it makes it a lot easier as well when we're living like with his family and there's multiple people in the kitchen. So that's that. And then in terms of exercise, I have been a lot more active over the past year. Walking has been something that I have made a massive priority. I just realized how stagnant I was every single day. Like, I often don't need to leave the house with my job, and I just wasn't moving other than going to the gym. Like, obviously going to the gym is movement, but I felt like I needed to walk a little bit more. So I've been trying to do that a lot more, and that has made the biggest difference to my mental health and my digestive system as well, which you guys know I have struggled with for a long time. So yeah, walking has helped me heaps with that. But there's also been like a lot of questions about my workout split and fitness routine and things like that. So previously I used to go to an all-women's gym. It was called Fernwood, and I did weight training. So I was doing that for a couple of years alongside with my running, and then I was having some issues with some pains I was getting from running. So I completely stopped doing that, and I decided to be a lot more gentle on my body. So last year I decided to take up Reformer Pilates, and I absolutely love it. I find it works so well for me and my body, and I really enjoy it. I find it so fun, kind of meditative. It's low impact, and I've noticed really great results, especially in my arms. I feel like Pilates has been so great for the muscles in my arms, and yeah, I just really love it. I think it's also great for your pelvic floor. And when I was having issues with my running and I went and saw a gynecologist, she actually said to me that one thing that could really help is doing pelvic floor exercises. And I find that a lot of the exercises in Pilates involve like your pelvic floor. And so I haven't ran actually in like a good 6 months, but I reckon if I ran again now, maybe I wouldn't have as much pain. I'm not sure. It just depends on what the root cause was of my pain that I was having from running, whether it was because of having a tight pelvic floor or if it was like from something else. So anyway, yes, I absolutely love Pilates, and I think the key to living a healthy lifestyle and working out is finding something that you enjoy doing, because then you actually go and do it consistently. So I've been doing that consistently for a while, and I also go and do a group fitness class on a Monday, and I absolutely love that as well. It's super social, and it's again something that I go to every single week because I enjoy it, and we do weights in that. So we do a program for 4 weeks, which is the same like exercises every single week for 4 weeks, and then we change it up and progress. And yeah, so I found that's been like the perfect thing for me, and I've been really enjoying it. Everyone says it, but if you are wanting to work out more, you need to find something that you enjoy doing. And for me, Reformer has been really, really good, super low impact, and I just love the results from it. So staying on that topic, a few of you guys have asked for a gut health update, and honestly, it has been so much better. But I have IBS, and it can be triggered by random things. And I've noticed that when I overeat something, I end up getting like a food sensitivity to it. That's happened recently with eggs, which sucks because I was having eggs for breakfast every single day. But I think that's why I'm now quite sensitive to it, and yeah, can't have it. I threw up the other day in the middle of Cronulla. It was horrible. But the funny thing is, you know how I used to like not really be able to eat avocado because that used to really trigger my stomach? I can eat that again now. And I think it was because I overate that because it's my favorite food. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a matter of listening to my body. I have noticed for me, high fat foods in like large quantities can really set off my IBS and affect my gut health. So it's a work in progress, and it's not just food that can set off my IBS as well. It can be stress and anxiety and things like that. So it's all about like managing those things. But I do think that my gut health is doing a lot better than it has in the past. Probably also because I'm doing a lot more meal prepping. So I'm kind of a bit more like organized with what I'm eating. So it's a bit easier to figure out when certain foods set me off. Heidi asked, how is my mental health and am I still on medication? Yes, I still am on medication for anxiety. I am on Lexapro. I have been for nearly 2 years, and yeah, it's been really, really great for me. I'm on the smallest dose, but I had quite terrible anxiety beforehand, specifically like social anxiety, and in my job that's quite a difficult thing to have because at events you meet a lot of people, and yeah, it was quite crippling and debilitating, and it really, really affected my mental health. So this has just taken the edge off of it for me. One side effect of it though is I don't really cry that much anymore, which is so strange because I used to cry all the time. I way prefer it this way because I feel better, but it is strange because sometimes I'll feel like I want to cry and I have like that emotion building up, but I can't like have that release in the same way. Like I just can't cry as easily. I still do cry, but not as easily as I used to. And I would like to come off of the anxiety medication at some point, but it's just picking the right time. Like right now in the lead up to the wedding, it's not the right time. But that is the update on that. Yes, I'm still on medication. And I also think it's really important to talk more about mental health, medication and things like that, because it's normal. And a lot of people experience struggles with their mental health, and a lot of people at some point in their life might go on some sort of medication to help them out. And yeah, I think it's important to normalize it. I briefly touched on this before, but Lana asked, how's my running journey going? And then I saw another question before asking, have I worked out what was causing my pain with running? And I haven't necessarily worked out exactly what the pain was, but I just stopped doing it because I wasn't enjoying it anymore because it was causing me the pain. I did go and see a specialist to get an internal ultrasound done. I've had them done before, but they said that this machinery is like better at detecting endometriosis, and there was nothing. It all came back great, which is such great news. But I was still a bit confused as to why I was getting that pain with running, and it was just uncomfortable for me. So I couldn't push through it. I was in so much pain. So I just decided to listen to my body and stop, and maybe I'll give it a go again another time. But for now, I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. I think that it could potentially have something to do with my gut issues and like IBS. And the gynecologist said also it could be to do with having like a tight pelvic floor as well. So that's why she recommended pelvic floor exercises. So yeah, I didn't figure out exactly what it is, but the good news is they didn't find any endometriosis. And I also don't think that that would be the case for me either, because my cycle is regular, which I'm really, really lucky to have. So yeah, it was a bit of a mystery, and it was a really frustrating time because I was really enjoying my running, but luckily I found something that I enjoy just as much, if not more. So yeah. For now, the running era is on hold. Will you go on a honeymoon? Yes, we have actually booked our honeymoon now, and I'm so excited. Hot tip, if you are wanting to book a holiday or a honeymoon, try and book it around like Black Friday sales, because we got 50% off the accommodation that we booked because we waited till then. And yeah, they have some really good deals. They have this thing called Travel Tuesday, which happens on the first Tuesday after Black Friday. And we held off to booking like a lot of our stuff until around then, and we got some really good deals. So hot tip for future people who are planning travels. But I can't remember if I said where we're going on our honeymoon. I don't think I did, but we're going to the Cook Islands, which I can't wait to go to. I've heard so many great things about it. And I remember watching that like episode of Travel Guides, and they went there and it looked incredible. They went to the island Akataki, I hope I said that right. And so we're going there as well. And so we're going away for 10 days and I think it's gonna be like the perfect relaxing trip for us just to be able to just enjoy being newly married. So I'm really excited about that. If you've been to the Cook Islands, let me know any recommendations and where you stayed, where you went, because I'd love to hear. Do you see yourself settling in the same location now or elsewhere in Australia / the world? Yeah, I'd say so. I love where we live and I can't see us not living close to family. Hard to say though, because you know, time will tell and there's so many places that we love. We just got back from the Gold Coast and we actually were saying when we were there, we're like, we could so live here. It feels like a second home to us because we've been there so much. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll do a stint of like living on the Gold Coast at some point, or I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell, but this is definitely home. Could you please share the timeline in which you book things for your wedding? I think maybe I could make a Instagram post or TikTok on this in a bit more detail. There definitely are things that like take priority over other things. But as soon as we booked our venue, we kind of got straight into booking our vendors. We'd been told by a lot of people that we needed to book our vendors quickly because they tend to book out ages in advance, which is true. But I also think that you don't need to stress necessarily as much as you think, because there's been like a few changes in our planning. Like we've had to get like another makeup artist for family members, and there's still makeup artists available even like last minute, and we're 4 months away. So you don't need to stress too much, but if you do want to have like a big selection and be able to get your first choice with your vendors, definitely just like book straight away. But I think I'm going to wrap up this Q&A here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want me to do a part 2, maybe where I talk a bit more in detail about wedding planning and the things I've learned along the way, let me know, because I feel like there's definitely a lot more I could say. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. But thank you so much for watching this video, and stay tuned for my next vlog, which is going to be the next episode of the Wedding Diaries, where I film going to Queensland and doing all of our meetings with our vendors, plus wedding band shopping and things like that. So stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.